G'day mate and welcome back to Capital Mystery with me, Jetty. In our last episode, we spent most of our time working right here in front of me on the poop and the trash system. But after a little bit of effort and a whole lot of time, it's managed to be upgraded. It can now process a whole lot more shit and a whole lot more trash than ever before, which means hopefully from now on, our shitty, trashy situation is now completely solved. Which means I want to today get into some higher quality houses. I want to make everybody make sure that they have the nicest houses they can, and also I need to deal with a couple of minor problems that have popped up since the last episode. So what I need to do is I need to ask, can I borrow a lac? I just like to borrow a lac. I like to borrow a lac for a glass supply, because today we're going to be burning through absolutely all of it. All right, first thing I need to do before I get into anything else is I need to get this train line up and running. This train line, as you can see, is ghosted in. I really want to connect it in right here, but there happens to be some buildings in the way. I need to get that done because at the moment we are completely out of copper because, well, our copper mine over on this side decided to stop mining copper for a little while. They were too busy with the rock. They were sidetracked with clearing out all the rock, which meant no more copper going on our belts. And unfortunately, our second copper mine over here, well, I've got them digging out a wall because I need to still get some area of the map filled in. So what I need to do is I need to get this train line up and running, I need to clear some space. So first thing I'm going to be doing is ask the trucks to clear a little bit of space for us. I want that gone, I want that gone, I want that gone, and that gone. I also want that, and that gone, and you can go, and you can go, and you can go. Also, unfortunately, you need to go. All right, so with that done, I need to obviously get rid of the captain's office straight away because without a captain's office, I'm going to be spending an awful lot of uni. Next thing I need is the captain's office. Pop back down, and I've decided I want, well, a beachfront house with a little bit of decorations. Can I get you built? And can I get you built? Because obviously, if we're going to have a brand new captain's office, I'm going to have some wonderful palm trees planted around it, and I'm going to have some gold footing on the outside. But with that up and built, hopefully it means I get all my uni back. Also, I need to do a few things. I need to disable natural population growth, and I need to turn that off because I need to pause the population as it is right now. And I also, you may notice, don't have excess food turned on because I can't afford to feed them excess food. As you can see, our animal feed is almost out at zero, so we're going to be solving that problem too. But not before I now hopefully have well, this cleaned out. And can I get that cleaned out? Can I get you cleaned out? And can I get you cleaned out? And with that done, I should be able to remove this section, remove all those train tracks, and hopefully get this through to, let's go with here. Can I remove you temporarily, just so you're not in my way? And can I get a train track on a angle of 30? Come on, plug in. How about forward a bit more? No, too far. Come on. Alright, let's just make my life so much easier. I'm going to remove this pipe as well, which is probably problematic because that is going to our farms. I saw it. Perfect. Can I get that plugged in? Alright. Now, unfortunately, this is going to cross the other train track. That is less than ideal, but the train tracks need to get moved in the not too distant future. Can I bring you to here, please? To the ground. And then to here. No, not quite. Cancel. Here, ground. There, excellent. Can I rebuild that? All right, with that rebuilt, can I get trucks? Can I get vehicle ramp? Can I put a ramp here, please? Can I get that rebuilt? All right, so with that train track in, it now means I get the trains down here to start delivering copper, which means I need to get some trains built. And the good news is I've taken a moment to just set up the copper line. So we have a brand new copper line that's going to go to copper waiting number 2 over here, load up on copper ore after I unpause the station. Thank you very much. And also, after it's done that, go get obviously copper load number 2 and then get a copper unload, which I also need to unpause this. Okay. With that done, I just need to have trains. Now, trains, I've already gone and taken the liberty of making a train. This train is in the depot, ready to go. I'm going to send you off, and I actually want to duplicate this train, talk about the trains for just a second. So, because these new stations, these are going to be how all future stations are going to be built. Previously, I did have, well, 3 out of my way. Thank you. 3 8 trains coming in, loading into well, smaller unloads. Our new train system is a little bit bigger. It has a 16 wagon station. As you can see, I only have 3 fueling at the front, but my trains themselves are actually well, 16 wagons and 6 locomotives at the front. That's okay. We can fill up the extra locomotives that hang out the front. But the important thing for me is I want to get to, on flat, around about 40 seconds to get to about 70 kilometers per hour. That's sort of how all the trains are built. And I need to have a couple of trains. So can I build you? Plus, can I duplicate you, dupe, and that's 4 plus 1 plus the one that's already in line. That is a total of 6 trains. Okay. Also, I don't need any more diesel locomotives. We've gone and scrapped them all. Everything is now running on hydrogen, which means also we don't have any train pollution. Okay. So that's the first thing I need to solve. Second thing I need to solve now that the trains are in is, well, housing. Housing-wise, I have a whole lot of housing with 276 people in it, being Housing Mark 3. But Housing Mark 4 holds 460 people. If I do some quick maths, and that being, I have, how many is it? I already did the pre-count. 26. I have 26 houses that have 276 people in them, which means I have 7,176 people living in the poorer, the worst, the horrible tier 3 housing. If I put them in tier 4 housing, where they hold 460 people each, that means I need to have 15.6 of the upgraded houses. So what we're going to do is swipe the upgrade. We're going to say that's 9 of them. Can I say 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16? Okay, I want to get those done. So once they're done, I can then come through and pause the others and force people to move into the nice houses, because I don't understand why, but for some reason in Capital Industry, people like living in the poorer houses. If you have spare housing capacity in a housing level 4, they'll intentionally live in a housing level 3, and you only half fill a housing full. I don't understand it, but it is what it is. Okay, so that should fix my copper problem. It also means that this bucket that's trying to get copper ore in, I don't need it doing that anymore. And over here, I had reserved these guys to not put out copper unless they were mostly full, which we're going to be turning that off and letting all the copper flow into the giant storage and have the trains now pick up. Okay, problem number 1, sorted. Problem number 2 I need to deal with is our food. Even though we have access to, well, processing more poop, I need to actually have more poop to be processed. So we need to fix our food problem. And to do that, we're going to come out to our farms and actually we're going to do a few things. First thing is I have this digging crew here, which I need them to rethink their life choices and come dig right here. I want to have this area cleaned out as fast as possible because this rock is sort of in the way of me putting in more farms right here. Okay, whilst we wait for that to happen, I'm going to spend a little bit more glass. What's this? Another 1.9k glass, and I'm going to copy those farms and put them hopefully right here. Why'd you complain? You shouldn't complain. Oh, okay, there's no water deposit. That's fine. I didn't mean to copy them. Okay. Is that the right tile? I hope that's the right tile. That is the right tile. Okay. So I need to plug in these farms. We're going to go 1, 2, and 3. Can I also get the flat belt as well? Can I plug you into there? Okay. Can I cut that section? Can I put it back? And then can I go to, not that one, this one, and drop this in there? Cool. That's the first thing I need to do. Second thing I need to do is, at some stage, and I look, people complain about me using blueprints, but when I don't use blueprints, simple mistakes happen. Especially with something like this, so it's just farms. It's a pretty simple build, but because I didn't use my own blueprints, this pipe is doing a stupid thing where it goes all the way up and over the top to get around, well, these pipes. Now that's fine right there. As you can see, I've already fixed it here, but I haven't fixed these ones because if I try and take another farm and put it, well, hard up against right there, it's going to say it can't fit because that pipe sticks out one tile. So I need to, well, fix this on all of these. And on top of that, I then made another little boo-boo, and that is this pipe on the underneath. This pipe on the underneath didn't connect on all of them. And on top of that, on one of them, somewhere back along this line, rather than it being an in pipe here in this port, it was an out pipe. So it means the bottom line, which should be reserved for organic fertilizer, is unfortunately full of, well, fertilizer too, which is just annoying as hell, and it can be easily solved. Obviously, I'm already solving it by just letting the last one in the chain allow fertilizer from not the primary, being fertilizer 2. It's going to allow whatever fertilizer from whatever line, because it only has access to, well, at the moment, the fertilizer 2 plus also actually technically has access to fertilizer 1. Yeah, technically has access to fertilizer 1. Yeah, we just might prioritize that to empty that. I just need it emptied. I need it gone. I need the problem solved. And I need those problems solved. And unfortunately, I already copied and pasted these first, which are also going to be wrong. Oh, can I get... no. What pipe was that? This is why I cut things. It was that pipe. Cool. Can I cut that pipe? And can I get a Mark 1 pipe that goes from the top to the bottom? Thank you very much. Can I come to here? Can I get this one removed as well? Can I get a Mark 1 pipe from here to here? Cool. With those problems solved, I want to grab this pipe. We're going to go from here to here. Can I cut that? Can I put that there and there? Down a tile. Down a tile, please. Thank you. There and there. Down a tile and... down a tile. Thank you. There and there. Cool. With that done, can I cut that? Because I want to put that right there. And I need to also put it right here. This is going to add another couple of farms for us. And those farms are going to be planting, well, corn and wheat. I do have extra capacity in the other farms to plant other crops. But if I plant anything other than wheat and crop in new farms, I'm going to have a situation where I actually have less food overall. Well, less animal feed overall. Can I get all of that built? All right. Ooh, actually, no. Can I not get all that built? Pause. Leave the pipes and pause. Okay, these ones. Can I spend just a little bit of uni? Because I just really need to have one of these belts built. Can I get that one? Whoop, that one built. That one built. We'll do the underneath flat belt as well. Oh, that's not the flat belt. You don't have the flat belt. Oh. No, you do. It's right there. Can I get that one built? Can I get this built? Can I get this built, this built, this built, this built, this built, that one, that one, that one, and that one, and flat belt in the middle, and this, and this. Okay, cool. With that done, that one can now output food. Can I go this side? Because I need to do the same. Can I get you? I don't need to do the outside, obviously, because we don't have farms on the outside. In fact, I should probably remove a whole bunch of ghosts. Can I get you done? Can I get you done? Can I get the flat? Actually, I don't need the flat belt done on this side at all. Can I get that one done? Can I spend a bit of uni? 30, 30, 30, and 30 to get these guys actually built. Can I also do the same with pipes? Because I'm going to need water like right now. Can I pause those pipes? Because I actually don't need to have those running. And can I have... water, well, actually, water and fertilizer here. No, I clipped a pipe that went all the way to the far end. I didn't have that balance built, that water pipe built, and that water pipe built. Okay, can I come to this side and do the same? Can I pause those pipes? Because I don't think the farm's going to go past here, at least not anytime soon. You get that built, that built, that built, all of that built. You built, and that balance. Nope, the balance are built, not the pipe. Whatever. All right, can I get all of that built as well? All right, can I spend even more uni? 1925. Okay, glass is doing okay for right now, but we still have a whole bunch of houses waiting to be upgraded. Okay, you guys seem to be done. Excellent. Can I put you back to, well, just mining out the general area? You guys are clearing out the last of this mountain, and also clearing out what sand you can. Can I get you to do all of that? Can I go find the dirt towers? Dirt towers have been moved. They're now actually over here. Can I pin you? And can I pin you? Okay. You are working right here. Perfect. If you're working right here, can I edit you? Can I change you to work right here instead? And can I set this to be dirt? Cool. All right. So that's that one done. And you are working out here. Can I just edit area? Can I slide that over here? Yes, that edited. It moved. Excellent. All right, so that way you can't dump dirt there, and that means you're forced for at least the next couple of minutes to drop all the dirt right there. Okay, coal mine. I need to fix this later, but for right now, can I? Yeah, I meant to dig deeper, but for right now, can I just have you guys do that? And there's some coal left in the mountain here, and can I get you to do that as well? Yeah, I'll come back and fix that properly later and have it dig deeper to make sure we get out all the coal. All right, so we have those problems solved. All right, whilst I'm on the topic of solving problems, housing, where are we up to with housing? Nothing. Nothing. The trucks haven't delivered a single thing. What? No need for electricity. Huh? Okay, the bar's just missing. Like, everything else has a bar except electricity. Wow, I never noticed. All right. So they're upgrading their first one. Nice. Okay, we just have a lot more to go. All right. So whilst they're working on that, I need to move on to the next project, which is I want to have another one of these. Because we've now fixed our poos problem, we're going to fix our population problems shortly. But I'm also going to have the trucks work on one of these and get it built for the future, where I just add another 1,000 people to the colony and get a little bit more, focus out. Speaking of focus, research-wise, we're working on crop yield, trying to get up to number 8. And research-wise, this is 33,000 research. We also have more housing capacities, also a 33,000 research. Tree growth speed, rainwater, all of these are relatively cheap. In fact, most things I actually want, like maintenance cost and also rocket capacity, are extremely expensive. Yes, we still need to come back and get the asteroid boosters. We'll get them in the future. But for right now, I think I'm going to cancel the... it's half done. I think I'm going to resume that. I think I want an extra set of trucks. And then I really want to have like tree growth speed. It's cheap, 20,000. Also, solar power, I'm going to get one of those. Again, it's 20,000. It is relatively cheap compared to everything else. And power-wise, it says we're okay. But at the moment, I'm making 100 megawatts from solar panels. Now, if I do 1 tier of research, that gives me an extra 2%. 2%. So if I'm doing 108, getting at 108 multiplied by 1, multiplied by 0.02 being 2%, it means I get 2 megawatts worth of free power out of a simple research. Now, it's not a big research. It's not going to add a whole lot of power. If you remember, one of these guys happens to give me 15 megawatts worth of power. 2 megawatts is not a lot, but it's also free. All right, next thing I want to do is I need a little bit more power. So I'm going to grab this whole reactor because it's now, we've cleaned it. We've put down enough crap that we can now build this reactor. And can I get you put there? Because as you can see, power-wise, we're right at the top of the scales often. In fact, actually, we're redlining right at the moment. So can I also get this pipe? Can I put this pipe here and this pipe here? You're meant to be going right. You're meant to be going you're meant to be going left. You're meant to be going right. That is correct. And can I get both those built? Can I remove that so we can see what the hell we're doing? Just a little bit easier. And yeah, the trucks are still filling out the next section. We're getting there bit by bit, but we have enough room to put in another reactor, which was going to cost us about 260-ish workers. The good news is I have about 260-ish workers free, maybe. We'll see. All right, so with that done as well, I need to wait for the housing upgrade. But whilst I wait for the housing upgrade, there's one other thing I want to take care of, and that is this mess. Okay, I've had an alert here for quite some time saying, well, it's absolutely full. Now, because it's absolutely full, I put on the alert to make sure that I'm turn on the next one so we don't overflow with fission products, because they're very, very bad. But in the meantime, this one, because we did a whole lot of fission product making all at once when processing all the old plutonium fuel in batch, this has emptied a whole bunch of its storage, and as you can see, I have 180 of the retired waste to come out, and that is purely because my crashing machine is not terribly fast. So what I want to do is you allowed on 50%. That means 50% of all the blue buckets come to here. And then, well, the next one also has plenty of storage. So that means this one's going to get 12.5% of all the blue buckets. Also means this one is completely full. I'm going to re-enable it, and I'm going to turn off this alert. I actually don't care about these alerts at all anymore, because you're going to get if you get 50%, you get 12.5%. You get 6.25% of all the blue buckets that come out, assuming the previous ones are not full. And that means this guy over here is going to get 3%. I'm going to leave an alert on him, telling me when he's over 75%. But at the moment, I don't need to have this alert anymore. I don't need to see it up there in the corner anymore. And what I do need to do is hopefully have the trucks empty this a little bit faster and make sure this machine has 100% uptime. Also, on top of that, you might notice that this one says spent fuel. If I go look at all our stats, spent fuel, it actually says I have 4 left. I have 4 left somewhere on the map, but it's not inside the radioactive waste storage. What it is it's in here. And this recipe, unfortunately, requires 8 spent fuel for me to process the 4 spent fuel I have, which is a bit of a problem. And if it's a problem that I can't work out some sort of ratio to make sure I can get rid of this, it would sit here forever. So what I actually need to do is I need to disable this recipe, because I really don't want to turn on a reactor to try and make 4 extra spent fuel. That's just not worth my time and effort. But what is worth my time and effort is to run this recipe. This recipe might say 2, but in reality, the actual recipe itself only requires 1 single spent fuel. Now, I obviously need to have salt, which I need to get in here. We're going to turn that, we're going to fix that by doing that and that, make sure a truck brings across some salt for me. And that's going to give me some blanket fuel and also some fishy products. Blanket fuel wise, we're full. I don't need more blanket fuel. Also, side note, spent fuel, we're pretty full on as well. So, and that's purely because, when it comes to the red fuel coming out, it's mostly prioritized to according to these guys. I need to possibly change that. Wrong one. I want the bottom one. So the bottom one's prioritized to these guys. I probably need to remove the priority so we get a 50-50 split between them, because I need to actually get rid of some of the spent fuel before the pipes fully back up, because that could be a problem. But this one, as for the blanket fuel that's going to come out of it, what we're going to do is we're going to put it in a pipe. And as long as I put a connector on there, that means that the pipe does have direction, it does have flow, and we're going to put this into a blue pipe. We're going to take our 2 blue buckets, put them on blue bucket belt, get rid of them, and as soon as the truck comes over here and delivers me some salt, that should be able to run this recipe twice. With that recipe run twice, it means I can get rid of this building. In the meantime, I can get rid of this building. All right, next thing I want to talk about is, this one. My reprocessed uranium 1%, because we got that from this other recipe, which obviously I don't have any more spent fuel, so I can't get any more reprocessed uranium 1%, which means the 2 that I have, is it 2? It's, yes, 2 of 4. And again, this recipe requires 4 to run. If I go look up 1%, 1%, I said. According to the worldwide stats, I only have 2 in stock, which means I can't get rid of this. So what I need to do is accept that I just can't get rid of it, but I do have a whole lot of enriched uranium 4%. That is sitting over here in this bucket, and I really want to get rid of that as well. I could turn our 4% into, can I bring this back up? 4%, I can turn it into more uranium rods. I don't really need more uranium rods as if I turned off the reactor, but what I can also do is I can turn some portion of that. I won't be able to get rid of all of it, obviously, just because of ratios, but I can turn my enriched uranium 4% into enriched uranium 20%. 20% enriched uranium we don't need now, but we do need in the future for our last research, being the compact reactor, which leads to the asteroid booster part, which leads to space, asteroids, and all that sort of stuff, which we're going to get into, just not today. So what I want to do is I want to have this do this recipe. I want to have you trucks can import. I also want to set this very, very high. And then I want to come in here and hit the delete button. That's going to force it out of here. That means the truck needs to pick it up 40 at a time and bring it over here, dump it in here 40 at a time. Well, technically it's still 120. It's 5 per 120 seconds. No, you can only store 40. So truck's going to hopefully bring it over here, dump it all in here. Use up a little bit more hydrogen fluoride. Also, this will be the last time I'll be making depleted uranium, which means I can finally move whatever depleted uranium I have on the other side of the map over here and get it sorted. Have you had salt yet? You have had salt. Okay, so you've had salt. You've processed the last of our spent fuel, and I can't see blanket fuel here, but if I click in the connector, I have blanket fuel sitting here. Yeah, 4 out of 3. That's perfect. Maths is hard. Because each time we ran this recipe, obviously I ran this recipe twice, I got 1 blanket fuel each. No, I ran it, I had 4 in stock. So I ran it 4 times to get 4 blanket fuel. That's why I have 4 out of 3 in here. And I don't need that. So we're going to click this button and it's going to magically disappear. Cool. With that done, I don't need you anymore. 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 I don't need you anymore, and I don't need you anymore. This is why I grabbed the molten glass from over here, because I knew this would be temporary. I knew we'd be getting rid of it eventually. And can I say, like, priority 1? Priority 1. Somebody can come do this. Priority 1 already. Somebody come do this, please. All right. Once these are done, that should be the last of our uranium. Also means I can turn off the enrichment plants, because the enrichment plants, they're in the wrong location. I am going to be using, obviously, more enrichment plants to make more core fuel, but all of these guys are in the wrong position, which means I can mass scrap them, which I'm really waiting to do. Okay, with that done and that done, I need to look at the complaints from the farms, because it keeps saying people cannot export things. So you have a lot. You have a lot, but none of them have food sitting here unable to export. You have food sitting here unable to export. I see the problem. Can I get that built? That seems important. All right, so with that built, you can now export everything. You are exporting everything. Yes, yes. You are not exporting everything because what I screw up. That belt right there. Cool. Can I get that belt right there done? And then you can export everything as well. And we should have a little bit more food coming down. We can see this is up to 5K, which means I should be able to go back to plenty of food to get a little bit more uni, because I keep burning through uni left, right, and center. You guys are emptying, you are emptying, and we're just going to hope that the throughput on this belt is fast enough. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do some belt upgrades, but we'll cover that when it needs to happen. All right, over here, where are we up to? You guys have got nothing done. You're waiting on steel. Steel is only accessible to you guys in this box, and we can only store 400 steel at a time, which means the truck needs to come pick it up and then probably dump 200 steel in here. And because my trucks now carry an awful lot at once, where are we? Copy of 7, nice. My trucks carry 90. So that means 2 trucks come pick up, well, 3 trucks come pick up 200, drop it in one of these, and it's only when you have another, where is that box? It's here. It's only when you have another at least 90 in here, with another truck get another order, and of course they need to travel from wherever the hell they are to right here to come do this. All right, low supply of rubber, that's probably due to the increased making of electronics 1. So we're going to turn on 2 of these guys and really hope that I don't need to expand this out any further, because I'm sort of running out of space. You guys make 24 each, which means it's a belt of 48, which means you're going to be a belt of more than 60, so you need to upgrade it. So that's going to be 50, 100, 150, 200. A blue belt is 200, so that should be fine. That should solve that problem. And I have copper here, finally. Okay, so we have copper here. That's going to solve our copper problem. That will refill our copper buffer. On top of that, we have a whole lot of circuits in a separate box because I need them for construction. And construction-wise, slow progress. Somewhere between slow progress and no progress. Okay, that's the wrong gauge pipe, and that doesn't connect. Can I have you connect? Can I have you sure be built? I don't care. Can I upgrade you and you and you? I'm going straight to pipe 4 because I never ever want to accidentally. You should also be upgraded. I want 2 things. I want to make sure I definitely have enough throughput. That's going to be important. And I want to make sure that I never, ever, ever, ever accidentally delete any of the spent fuel by having a pipe that's just not big enough to store it in. Upgrade. 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 What the hell did I do? Okay, upgrade. I guess I click downgrade. Okay. Can I get you built? Can I get you built? I don't need bigger than a pipe. Really, a pipe 2 is plenty. Okay, look at our place now. All right, can I make you bigger as well? All right, so can I make you bigger? At least a pipe 2. Can I get that done and that done? And I need the reactor built. And the trucks are being super, super lazy, but doing something else. Okay, so those things are sorted. We shouldn't have to worry about those. Truck-wise, I should mention this really quickly. Where are we? You are still doing upgrades. We are in the process of upgrading our copper number 3, which is the new copper mine over here. This one's being upgraded to hydrogen because it has hydrogen out here now. Also, we're upgrading the gold mine, being well, this one right here, across to hydrogen as well. And the special ops, which are still all the way out here on this side of the map, do have hydrogen fuel locally. Now we have our hydrogen fuel for the uranium, so they're also getting swapped across to hydrogen as well. We're slowly getting rid of all the pollution on the island by getting rid of all the vehicle pollution. The air pollution is actually pretty good already. Okay, could not store corn. Okay, so if you can't store corn, that means our belt is having issues. Okay, when we get to here, you are not quite full. When we get to here, there's now gaps. Okay, so what I actually need to do is, can I get this belt, this Mark II belt? Can you? I don't need you to go up anymore. Can I run this straight through to here? And can I get that built so we have more throughput through here? You are doing a priority out to the top belt, one furthest away from me. Then you're going to move on to this belt, then you're going to move on to this belt. Hopefully with a second one of these plugged in, we can get a little bit more throughput through here, but it also means that, yeah, I need to upgrade some of these. Okay, can I get you upgraded? can I get you upgraded? And can I get you upgraded? Okay, this is, should already be, yeah, it is belt 4, belt 3, belt 3. Okay, can I come down to this end and then we can see we're choked here. So can I get you built? Can I get you built? And can I get you built? So that's the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 as well. I sort of want to aim for about halfway. About halfway, we have a 450 plus a 200 from here, which means we're only feeding a 450 in, which is fine for the moment. Actually, I'm going to do you upgraded as well, and I do you upgrade as well. I always want to have more capacity on the belts than the food actually requires. So if that should get us down to here, that should hopefully keep this fully buffered. So when it gets to here, it should be able to flow down. It's going to be a bit backlogged for just a couple of minutes. That hopefully clears itself out. If not, I'm going to have to increase the blue belt up to the next speed. And that probably means building another belt all the way down the whole food processing belt. All right, high supply of carbon dioxide. That is because why? You are set to empty. You're set to empty priority 3, probably because the trucks are busy. What is our default? Construction's priority number 4. Okay, so you were priority 3. You should be above that, but the fact that you're full means obviously you're not getting emptied fast enough. Can I also look at statistics? Can I turn that off, and say utilize 12 months? And we can have a quick look-see. So we already know that our trucks carry 90 items, so that means that's a little truck. It took 2 deliveries. Don't know why it took 2. It should have been done in 1. That was little truck. Those 7 deliveries are a little truck. 1 built to medium, even though it's a loose material, it can go into the bigger trucks. It was obviously done by a little truck because there was only 90 of it. Hydrogen, that was obviously a little truck. 2 lots of wood is going to be a little truck. 2 lots of graphite is going to be a little truck. Construction parts, obviously little trucks. Vehicle parts 2, that's going to be going over and making more trains for us. Again, that's a little truck. 269. 269 is very nice, but if I click on one of you guys, you carry 269. So obviously that's a big truck. 270. That's going to be 3 littles. 270. That's going to be 3 littles. 270 is going to be 3 littles. 538 is going to be 2 of the big ones. Yeah, it must be 2 of the big ones. 1.2, I'm not even going to bother trying to do maths on. Again, with the sand, I'm not bothering any of those. Rock, there's still an awful lot of rock deliveries. 60 of them, which probably means I have a lot of little trucks that are being involved with that. But that maths tells me that I probably need more little trucks wandering about. Okay, can I start spending uni? 10 uni, 20 uni, 25. Yep. I have some uni income, so this should be okay. All right, so with those done, I should be able to start pausing houses. Okay, let me pause you. Can I pause you? Can I pause you? Can I pause you? All right, so that's got us to a nice flat 0 for right now. Also means people have been forced into the nicer houses, which is always good to see. And then that means these should be full. They should be full at 276 people. If I unpause you, you're going to fill up, which means some people moved out of tier 4 housing into tier 3 housing. Yeah. You'd assume with tier 4 housing about to happen, and I have obviously free capacity. There's a whole lot of free capacity where people could move to the next tier of housing. Sure, the next tier of housing doesn't give me a increased uni bonus. No, it's not until we get laptops, which is one of the reasons I want to try and get this done early. So eventually we start making laptops so I can start getting an extra 25% uni out of all the people. They're obviously living in the crap housing. Can I look at you? No, you have people, you have people, you have people, you have people. Let's start at this end. 0 people. There are 0 people living here, and there are people living in crap housing. I pause you. No, still not full. Pause that one. Where are we? Pin. Pause. Hey, we finally got some people moved in. Okay. So with that done, I have all the people now living in nice housing. That's very, very important. At least it is to me. On top of that, I also want to, we'll go back to here, turn off this. We can then, I don't really want to spend uni on it. We can slowly go up another 150 people. Also means that because the truck's not nearly busy enough, I want them to come do this and also this. Yep. We're going to have all the houses be upgraded to the nice tiers. That way, when I unpause them, I know I'm going to get 400 workers at a time. I don't need to have you built yet. You're on the list of things to do, but it's not urgent at the moment because I don't have a spare 1,000 workers to go in there. All right. Next thing I need to do is fertilizer. Fertilizer is becoming a problem, mainly because I have an awful lot of farms. If you look at this one, this is only 129% fertilized, whereas it should be 139. 139 is the max I can get from Fertilizer Mark II. Of course, Fertilizer Mark II, we are exporting slag right here to bring in sour water. The sour water comes across here and is processed in the sour water strippers in my little blueprint. My little blueprint I put for just making Fertilizer 2 from sour water. What it does is, like I said, takes in the sour water, also takes in some, well, makes its own steam on site with an electric boiler, and that gives a little bit of steam to run these guys. That's going to give us our sulfur plus our ammonia. The ammonia comes over here, mixes with organic fertilizers coming from the poop factory, that being the town, mixes with some ammonia, some oxygen we're making on site, to then give us a whole bunch of Fertilizer 1. We have 3 lots of Fertilizer 1, being 180 Fertilizer 1 in total. 180 Fertilizer 1 total gets split into these guys, making Fertilizer 2. So you're going to use 60, 90, 180, 90, 180, 270. Maths is hard. Okay, 270. You're going to use 60, 60, 60, 60. That's 360. You're going to use 420. I still feel like I've made a boo-boo with maths. 270 divided by 60 is 4.5. Yeah, I haven't made a boo-boo with maths. That is only around 4.5 of these guys. Now, you may notice that there is another way to get rid of sulfur, because that's one of the things I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to consume all the sulfur that these guys output from the sour water. And normally the way we do that is we run 4.5 of these guys using the fertilizer to make, but using the sulfur to make Fertilizer 2. The other thing I can do is I can also turn sulfur, excess sulfur, into slag with a little bit of limestone. Now, normally, the way this blueprint comes is you have 4.5 of these guys set up to do that, and 1/2 doing, well, not really even 1/2. It is running way slower than that, but he's making slag. And I end up using one of these to do both recipes, just because he's only running 50% of the time. But what I normally do is I do that. Now, in our particular case, I need to have more Fertilizer Mark II. To make more Fertilizer Mark II, I need more Fertilizer 1. To make more Fertilizer 1, I have more ammonia. The ammonia, I could probably work out. That's a separate problem that's going to come out in a future video, but I also need to have sulfur. As it is, all my sulfur that comes, my excess sulfur from this system, travels along with this belt, combines with a little bit of sulfur we get from exhaust scrubbing, which we're now scrubbing all the exhaust on the map pretty much, and heads over here. Over here, it goes into this bucket, heads through the oil build, through, most importantly, this balancer right here, which makes sure it heads out this other end to make sure that we have sulfur in case I need a truck to pick it up, take it elsewhere to make acid in other places. Also, the rest of it goes into making acid. Sulfur is my shortfall. These guys, normally, this guy had, like I said, does the sulfur plus limestone to slag recipe if I end up backed up on sulfur. But I'm not ending up backed up on sulfur. I don't have enough sulfur. So one thing I do want to do, at least in today's episode, is grab one of, grab, see, thank you. Grab one of these, and can I put you, come on, can't block Mr. Shippy, he's very, very important. Okay, can I put you there? Doesn't block anything. Excellent. Could I get a tank, please? Can I get you built? And can I get a little pipe from here to here? Cool. Can I get the trucks to also work on this? All right. Whilst they're working on this, I need you to be cancelled. And I also want to have a new ship, because what we're going to be doing in the future is taking a brand new cargo ship, which if I buy that, I have a feeling is going to end up over here. Cool. Can I pause you because I really don't want a crew on you? Can I delete you? It's expensive and unfortunate, and now you're going to leave. You're going to go out to sea, and then once this is built, which we're going to do right now, 45 uni, I wish I had that back. Can I put you back where you were, please? Thank you. You're for the future, and once this is built, the ship should be able to come back, park in here, and you are going to be a sulfur boat that we're going to be needing in the future. Can I get... I need to have... Where are we? Nope. I want to have cargo. Cargo docks. Can I get loose modules small? And can I put those all there? Because we do have a sulfur mine out on the world map where I can get more sulfur from. It probably is going to need a number of upgrades because at the moment at max speed, I would get actually 216 per minute. Actually, that's actually a lot for just 4 worker, 48. Okay, that's actually a decent amount of sulfur. Don't turn you off. Okay, so I want to have this built ready for that in the next episode. Okay, high supply of animal feed, all sort of Mark II. You're jammed because I just have sand coming out of you non-stop. And also rock that needs to go somewhere. The rock is still being exported to this tower. Okay, this tower. Yeah, you're just dumping everything in the sea right there. That's fine. Our reactor's still not built because our trucks are super lazy. And where's my ship? There's my ship. Cool. Pause you again. I don't need to have crew on you just yet. All right. Power's still critical. So can we get this built? Can I get? Well, definitely. Can I get that part built? Can I get that balancer built? This reactor itself, well, this generator itself built. You need, how much you need? 64. Okay, that's not going to happen. In fact, nothing's going to happen. I'm down to 4 uni. Cool. All right, so I can't afford more uni to get this up and running. Glass is hopefully going to recover. 2.8, 2.7. Okay, we might need another glass furnace. Maybe we're on the border before, and now we're going to be fine after I add another one. We do have a high supply of solar panels, which means I need to put down more solar panels on the map, but I don't have anywhere good to put them for the moment. We still have a low supply of fertilizer too, which is our problem with our farms. I really need to have more fertilizer just so we can make sure that I can make sure the farms run at full speed. But we have solved at least the housing problem. Everybody's at least now in nice houses. We have the old houses being upgraded bit by bit. As I have more glass available, as I have more steel available, as the trucks finally get around to things, and most importantly, I have my private, away from the noise and the business of the town, little private island where I'm going to be living in a happy life, surrounded by gold. But that also means I need to leave this video here. In our next episode, I'm hoping that we can finally get to our endgame tech, our very, very endgame tech, where we look at astro boosters and space probes. But I have a feeling before that, I need to do something about fertilizer. I need to have fertilizer running a whole lot better. I need to keep this box completely full of fertilizer. So that's going to be probably the main topic next episode. But we never know. Might wait and see. Maybe I can actually squeeze enough fertilizer out of our current builds. But with all that said and done, I'm going to call this video here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. And I'll see you in the next episode of our little Dragon Isles Island. All right, that's it. Well, bye.